I'm up here camping at Huckleberry Ridge for the weekend, and thought we'd do a live this afternoon. Got the wife with me this weekend. Our anniversary's coming up in a couple weeks, and so we come up here for our anniversary getaway.
Nobody's here yet.
Oh, then there's no point in talking until somebody gets here.
You got a like,
Oh, cool.
but there's nobody.
Yeah. Since there's nobody here.
YouTube must have liked it. Ozark Woodman.
Ozark Woodman?
Yep. So how's it going, Matt?
How's it going? It's going pretty good, Matt. So, yeah, I seen where Randy was still doing his. I figured I'd go ahead and do this anyway. Kind of just hang out until maybe a few more get in here and kind of... Because you already know where we're at and what we're doing, so... I did play around with some bushcraft stuff there. I don't know if you can see that in the background.
Right on. Looks like a beautiful day in your area today.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a little windy. It's like 30, 40 mile an hour gust at times, so it's a little windy.
Ozark Great Adventure said, yo.
Hey, what's up, Randy? I see you had a live going on earlier. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was messing with this reflector wall thing. I was kind of putting a bushcraft fire video together. So
Randy said, hey, how are you, man?
doing good, having fun. What you been up to? I seen you had some caving, some spelunking going on the other day. How was that?
Say that again.
Oh, so I saw you had a video there where you're doing some spelunking there, caving. You know,
Gotcha.
did that go pretty good? I haven't got to watch the whole video, so if there's anything real good, don't tell me. I'll have to watch the rest of it later. I had to put my phone on charge. It was down to like 30%. And I want to make sure I had enough to do the live.
Thank you, Woodsman. He said, happy anniversary.
Oh, appreciate it, brother.
I've put up with him for 24 years.
And never mind those comments from the peanut gallery back there.
Randy said, oh, the caving video went good. I was going to stay the night, but didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do a lot of, well, I didn't do caving, but we would go like do a training for cave rescue stuff. And we did that quite a bit, probably 3 or 4 times a year. But doing that, it's kind of a cross between spelunking and rock climbing, because you got to set anchors and we'd go through and set anchors and stuff. So.
Ozark Great Adventure said, we barely got through a weekend with him. How have you done it?
Yeah.
I ignore him a lot.
It's mutual. She has to tell me things, 6 or 8 times.
He said, they say behind every good man is a gooder woman.
Yeah, that's probably the case. She's pretty supportive of me.
Bank Beaters Outdoors said, evening, y'all.
Hey, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. So we've been up here since Saturday afternoon camping. We're up at a place called Huckleberry Ridge. It's outside of Pineville.
It's I think I don't remember how big it is. I think it's at least 1,000 acres or so conservation area. Uh, it's all dispersed camping. You know, I think there's actually only like 8 or 10 camping sites, and so it's the same place I did the hammock video, but it's about a mile and a half, 2 miles further back down the Forest Service road from where I was at then.
Norma-
Nomadic.
nomadic, yeah, camping.
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Appreciate you tuning in. I was just telling everybody we're up here at Huckleberry Ridge in Missouri, outside of Pineville. But yeah, we've been up here all weekend. And, we, I guess the kids got worried last night, and it was just me and the wife up here. So I guess the kids got worried and sent the National Guard out to check on us. I used to be in the National Guards. Now we had I'm sure it was from Fort Leonard Wood, but we had a Black Hawk fly over right over the treetops at about 10:30 at night. That was fun.
Nomadic said looks nice there.
Yeah, it's pretty up here. So we're kind of like right on top of a hill, which I know is not necessarily the best place to camp. But I figured with the weather we're having this weekend, it would be fine. It's I think it got up to 86 or 87 today.
83.
83. But it's been a little bit windy. We've had some gusty winds. Is that thing in the way?
No.
Uh, we've had 30-mile-an-hour gusts at times. But
Oh,
when it's not gusting, the breeze feels really good.
Woodsman said those army guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was almost asleep and it flew over really low and they had their blinky light going on the bottom.
They have to have that blinky light, honey.
I would have much rather had somebody coming through playing Purple Rain where I could have cussed them out
Yeah.
and them heard me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of different too. The Purple Rain deal.
Bank beaters said LOL.
Yeah. So shot a couple of videos so far. So, making some content while I'm up here.
Nomadic said they thought you guys were illegals.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they figured out we was camping because he was flying one direction like almost straight for the tent, and then he kind of turned. So I'm sure those thermals picked up the heat signature once he got close enough. I don't know. I don't know how close you'd have to be to get through that tent and stuff. For the heat signature to get through the tent, I wouldn't think real close because I haven't used those type flares, but I've used the ones they use on tanks, and yeah, a wood structure doesn't interfere with it, and for the ones they use on the tanks, and it's probably made by the same company. That's what I did when I was in the service. I was on tanks. They're noisy and they require a bunch of maintenance, but they ride pretty smooth.
Now, we hadn't really seen any wildlife other than a lot of flies, caterpillars, more flies,
Yeah,
wasps.
yeah. I was kind of surprised by that because there's kind of like a little game trail over here, kind of in the edge of where we're camped. I haven't seen anything on there. I need to do like Woodsman, get me one of them game cameras to set up while I'm camping. And catch them on sale at Wally World one of these days.
Did hear a lot of whippoorwills last night.
Yeah, we had at least 3, and we had the hoot owl down there too.
Woodsman said you make a windbreak for your fire pit.
Yeah, well, I kind of done a video about different types of fire lays and stuff, and I was doing the long fire and talking about how you got to stake it down in the back so your top log rolls off, and it kind of led me down that kind of went down that rabbit hole. So stake's just there for looks. It's pine, so I'll probably move it before I start a fire tonight. We had a pretty good breakfast this morning. We had biscuits and gravy, hash browns, sausage, yeah, sausage gravy and sausage. And before we come up here, we stopped at the farmer's market and got some
Peach butter.
Some peach butter. Yeah, homemade peach butter. And I'll tell you right now, that stuff, you put it on a biscuit, and it's like almost like eating a piece of apple or peach cobbler.
Woodsman said, "Dang, sounds like a great breakfast." Nomadic said, "Y'all have fun."
Yeah.
Last night we had.
Appreciate you tuning in there, Nomadic.
Last night for dinner we did a simple dinner, and we had moose sloppy joe.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a video that'll be coming out here probably next weekend with the moose in it, with some moose meat in it. So it was just the leftovers from that, and we cooked that up and made sloppy joes. They were pretty good. I usually try to do that when I'm camping, like the night that I set up. I try to do something pretty simple for dinner because you're kind of already tired from setting up, So. Yeah, it took us about 2 hours to cook breakfast because we kept having to battle the wind. It kept blowing the stove out and stuff.
Bank Peter said, "I bet that was good. I have yet to try moose."
Yeah.
A fellow my brother-in-law works with, him and his wife are Native American, and every year they go up north for his big hunt, and they had a bunch in their freezer yet, and they were going to be getting ready to go again. So he asked if we wanted any, and it's like, yeah. So we got a moose roast, venison roast, and then ground moose and ground venison.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to take that moose roast and make some more stew. We made back. I don't even think I made a video on it or anything. It might have been back before I started, right before I started YouTube.
No, it was after you started YouTube.
We made a big batch. It was Halloween, so yeah, I was already doing YouTube. It was actually the weekend before I come up, the weekend that I come up here.
Yeah.
Anyway, we made a big batch of stew with the venison roast.
Thanks said, "Nice. I can't hunt, but every once in a while I'll get deer meat from our food bank."
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it out in Tennessee. If somebody shot a deer, but they just wanted the trophy, or one got hit by accident or whatever, game warden would come out, and you could either keep it if you hit it. If not, they would take it to one of the local processing facilities, and it would be donated to families in need.
Yeah, and well, too, you had a friend of mine. I went to school with his daughter. He had a processing place, and so a lot of people would bring a deer in to process, and they either didn't want the whole, all they wanted was the back strap, or they just didn't come and pick it up or whatever. So, normally if you wanted deer meat, you could just call him, and he had some, especially during hunting season.
Yeah, Banks said that they do the same thing there in Kansas. I wish they would do it in Arkansas. Because I see a lot of deer
Yeah.
dead on the side of the road that
Yeah, and I ain't, right in the right weather, I ain't got no problems picking that deer up. You know,
might look funny strapped to the top of the car, but
I've seen it before.
yeah, tonight for dinner we're cooking some steak. Bought a couple of new marinades to try, and gonna boil up some potatoes and then flatten them in a pan with seasoning on them
Kind of
and
like
fry them.
those ones that Mike made up there at the rendezvous thing. Oh, Randy and all you guys that were up there. If you're interested, I have a friend that can make T-shirts for like, if we provide the T-shirts, it's $10 a piece.
Bank said, I know I can keep it if we hit it, but I ain't ready to part with the Dodge yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Scoot that back over.
Yeah, I've seen, I seen somebody's video and they had a flag in there. It's like, yeah, I should do that. I'm a vet, I went to Walmart and the only flag they had was made in China, and I just couldn't bring myself to buy an American flag that was made in China. So I found that was made in the United States. It's not a flag, but anyway.
Woodsman said, that's good to know. I'll get a hold of about it later. Like it means get a hold of you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I figured somebody will have to come up with some kind of a design. It's got to have some purple rain on it, though. That's going to be like our thing, I think. You know, because I've heard that song like twice since then, and every time that's what I think about is think about the camping trip with you guys.
Oh, and just so y'all know, when you refer to me in the group chat, you can call me Heather. You don't have to call me Mrs. Ozark.
Well, I don't think I'd ever told him what your name was.
Yeah, I know you usually call me the old lady.
Yeah. Well, you are. I mean, you got gray hair and the cardigan and cats.
I ain't got no cats no more.
They're just feral like you.
Well,
I pick on her way too much, don't I, guys? If I wasn't picking on her, she'd think I was mad at her. Yeah, we've had a pretty good time up here. I've done a little hiking this afternoon, after lunch.
Bank said, hey, that's my wife's name, the old lady.
And messed around with some bushcraft stuff. And made a video about fire lays and fire tinder. And that's been about it. Cut my finger.
He discovered saws are sharp.
Yeah. Well, it's my own fault. Didn't have gloves on.
Yeah, some friends of ours told them where we were camping, and it was dispersed, no electricity, no water, no anything. It just, but where's the bathroom? As well, just take your pick. There's a lot of trees.
Yeah, I run up to Dollar General there. I had to get some more ice and stuff, and I think out there, and the Dollar General is like 5 minutes from the road that comes into this place, and the highway K.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like not even 5. I mean, like you can see the Dollar General sign from where the road comes out at, and I think out there and back it took me about 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
I don't know. I was laying down in the tent.
Yeah, I know. So we're pretty good ways back because it's about 7 miles to this turn off, which this service road just makes a big loop. The first part of it is only about 4 miles, but it's about 3 more miles out to this one. and then it's probably close to 3 miles once you turn on the service road to where we're camped at. So it's pretty quiet. We haven't heard hardly any traffic. We did hear a couple of motorcycles last night, or yesterday afternoon and last night. But just like regular cars and stuff, I don't think you can hear them up here. So it's pretty secluded.
Did have a hiker walk past earlier.
Yeah. And then yesterday, right after we got here, we had some, excuse me, had some
Horseback
horseback
riders.
riders come through. But yeah, I like it up here. It's quiet up here. Even the other campsite that I was in, that's a lot closer to the road, was pretty quiet. You hear a little bit of road traffic, but it was quiet. A lot of people. I think on that camp I had one truck come through that was coming back through here, and I mean the roads, they're decent, pretty good roads. I mean, we've got 4-wheel drive on our SUV, but we didn't have to use it. It's easily passable. And even if you'd gotten a lot of rain, I think it'd still be pretty passable. There's only a couple spots you might have trouble with. So if you had a 4-wheel drive, it would be easy enough to come up here. I mean, it is first come, first served, but there's no way to reserve or anything. But it's really close to me. It's only like 30 minutes from the house, so it's like this is a good spot for me to camp, and it's conservation land, so it doesn't cost nothing to camp. So that's 2 pluses right there, and it's quiet, so I'm sold. What's everybody? What have you guys been into? Who all's in there still?
I think Goodman's still here.
Husband, Randy. How many people we got watching?
3.
3. Okay, that is.
Bank said that's why I like my state lake free camping.
Yep. I'm all about free. That's a really good price. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys are Bank. I don't know if you're a veteran or not. But there's a program called America the Beautiful, and if you're a veteran, you can get it. They'll give you a card for free, and then you can get into any of the national parks for free. But most states recognize that, and they'll give you a discount rate when you're camping in like a state park or whatever. I know Arkansas does. Oklahoma does. I don't know about Missouri. But yeah, that's a pretty good deal. And then that'll get you into any of the. And if you don't have like a national park close by, if you got like a battlefield, that's where I got mine, was Pea Ridge Battlefield down here, down in Arkansas.
Bank said, no, sir. Regretfully, I am not a vet. Stupid decisions made as a kid. Also why I can't hunt.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us, doesn't it? We've all made some questionable choices. Kind of like an old George Jones song, I've had choices.
Yeah, I was gonna go out and do some exploring today and didn't, but I did find a deer skull laying here by camp, so that's going home with me.
I think it's a deer skull. Woodman, are you still in there?
Bank said, I know the Wounded Warriors Foundation has some great outdoors programs for our wounded vets.
Did Woodman answer?
No. Yeah, he's here.
Hey, can you tell what kind of skull? Is that a deer skull?
That's what it looks like to me. kind of just going by the teeth and the shape. The lower jaw, I don't know where it's at.
He said yes for sure.
Yeah, I was pretty sure, but I thought I'd ask you. I've got a. Well, actually, we have a friend that does jewelry and stuff. You know, like wire wrap jewelry, showing your necklace. But we found a thing on TikTok about where they'd wrapped some kind of a skull. I think it was a coyote skull. And Heather thought that was really cool, so we found that. We're gonna see if she'll wrap it like that for us.
Can't tell if I can. Yeah, that's two of the pieces that she's made for me. I wear them most of the time.
Yeah, that's about all we've been up to up here. Just been enjoying the quiet, you know. Love the kids to death, but sometimes it's nice not having them underfoot, you know. I think Colin had fun up here, but they my oldest, my daughter, she was experimenting in the kitchen. She made some kind of cinnamon.
She called them hocus pocus.
Yeah. So
She took
like a cinnamon
no,
biscuit type thing.
she took frozen or canned biscuits and dipped marshmallows in melted butter with pumpkin pie spice in it, and then wrapped the biscuits around those and baked them.
Yeah.
She said they were a success.
Yeah, that would probably be good. That would turn out kind of like a pumpkin spice Twinkie, kind of.
I don't know. Yeah, this is probably the last weekend that's going to be. Banks said sounds good.
Yeah.
This is probably the last weekend before the craziness starts of the final month of senior year. Our oldest graduates this year. 25th is prom.
Yeah. And then graduation 2 weeks later. I think 2 weeks later.
Yeah, about 2 weeks later is graduation.
Yeah. Growing up on me.
When her prom dress came in, because the theme for prom this year is 1920s The Great Gatsby. So she wanted a flapper style dress. And we found one she really liked. And so when that came in and she tried it on, I kind of teared up a little because, you know, everything's starting to get finalized. And then when she brought home her cap and gown the other day and tried them on, I couldn't hold it back. And she was just like, "Oh, Mom, it's going to be okay." Thank you, Matt. Woodsman is Matt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He said congratulations. She's going into education. She has a 3-year scholarship through the University of Arkansas because of a program that they've started called the STARS program. They pay for your first 3 years, 2 years at the community college, and then a year at the University of Arkansas. And she's either going to go into special education or go into art with an English minor. So just wait until she leaves the nest. Waterworks overload. Well, luckily she's going to stay at home for at least 2 more years.
Well, guys, I can't really think of a whole lot to talk about. I never really know what the heck I'm going to talk about. I should do like some of you other guys, pick a subject or something to talk about. I picked a tick off on me a while ago, so I'm itching all over.
How do you think I feel?
With your fingers?
Haha.
So, I don't know, guys. Unless y'all got something, I'm gonna
Bank said LOL.
call this quits, I guess. And we'll do it again this time next week.
Just stop it.
Does anybody say anything?
Still got your people though. Nice to meet you, Miss Heather. Have a good night. You too, Bank.
Yep. Who's still in there? I can't tell.
I think it's Bank and Matt.
All right, guys. I guess we're gonna go ahead and call this thing.
I appreciate you guys watching, and like I say, we'll do it again next week.
Woodsman said it's great to y'all get out enjoying your Ozarks.
Yeah, well, we had to come to your Ozarks, man. We're in Missouri. We had to come to your Ozarks. It costs too much to camp in my Ozarks. All right. See y'all later.
And I think it's stopped.